Welcome to Let's Talk Jets Radio.
What's up, everybody? Tyson Roush, Patriots Week. If it's Patriots Week, I got to talk to a very fired up Ian from Jet Central. What's up, man?
Tyson, what's going on, man?
Dude, Jets have won 4 in a row. We're 5-2. I mean, how you feeling, man?
I'm great, dude. I mean, honestly, I thought the Jets would be a lot better, like every Jet fan, this season compared to last year. But man, 5-2 right now. I mean, it's October, like late October here, and the Jets are 3 games above 500. And it didn't really hit me until I was doing a video with my buddy Dalton, who does UCF Jaguar, talking about the James Robinson stuff. And we were talking after the video, and he's like, bro, the Jets and the Jags are in such similar spots, but you guys can literally go winless for a month and still be 500. I'm like, you know what, man? This is a really, really nice position. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, you wake up and you're all fired up. The Jets can go 4-6 and have a winning season. We haven't had these feelings, and this a football Sunday's fun. We're talking playoffs, we're talking beat the Patriots, and we have reasons to justify it. We're not just throwing things in the air. They're playing very good football, man. It's I'm ready for Sunday now. I can go tailgate today. I'm so ready to go.
Yeah, dude. And what's also really cool is I don't want to jinx anything. Let me knock on wood. But I feel like the harder part of the schedule is done with, at Lambeau, at Denver, of course, the next, I want to say month is pretty difficult with the Pats twice and, Buffalo here. But I mean, Detroit and Jacksonville and Chicago later on, there's a really, the Jets have a real shot at making the playoffs here.
Yeah, so, and you mentioned him already. James Robinson was, Breece Hall goes down and breaks all our hearts. We're man, this is a huge blow. He was carrying the offense for the most part. And now they bring in James Robinson. What are your thoughts on the trade?
I love it, man. I mean, I feel like how could you not if you're a Jet fan? It's not like we're paying this guy $15 million a season. It's not like the Jets have to give up a first or a second or mortgage the future or anything like that. I mean, it's a late conditional 6th round pick for a guy that's rushed for over 1,000 yards as a rookie, undrafted free agent, kind of in the prime of his career right now. Super cheap contract, fills in immediately for Breece Hall. I mean, I don't think he's going to duplicate Breece Hall's numbers or anything like that. But I mean, it's a really nice acquisition for sure.
Yeah, now what do you I'm a big Michael Carter fan, man. I think he can handle the workload. I think he can do a lot of really good things. Obviously, he hasn't the extra burst Breece Hall has, but he does a lot. He drags, he drags defenders. He fights for every yard. He's good at that backfield. I think that Robinson's probably better in blitz pickup, but I think Michael Carter's still a very good running back. Would you agree with that?
Oh yeah, man. 1,000%. I love Michael Carter, one of my favorite players on the team. But it's also cool because it's now he also he doesn't have to change his game at all, right? You don't have to, if you're Mike LaFleur, you don't have to, go to Michael Carter and say, oh, well, Breece is done for the year, so we're going to need you to, double your production on game day to kind of duplicate that. It's no, we also got a new young guy coming in the building who's going to take some of the stress off.
Yeah, so the other story is, Elijah Vera Tucker goes down. That was probably the team MVP for the most part of the season. Best offensive lineman, versatile, leader, all these things. He goes down, and now it's the offensive line, you're kind of man, they finally were getting in sync. They played a couple weeks in a row together, and now he's out. And, people are saying, should they make another trade? But I'm you know what? You're getting George Fant back. You're getting Mitchell back. Do you think they make a trade to get, another offensive lineman, or they kind of stand pat?
I mean, I think just watching this Jets team and just the amount of injuries stack up on the O-line, I don't think it would hurt, to be honest with you, especially if a team is looking for a futures pick. I would just do it just to make sure. At this point, it's nice to say, oh, Max Mitchell will be back soon. George Fant, unfortunately, like you said, AVT and Becton are done for the year, but and then Dwayne Brown's back too. But I just feel like it would be a little irresponsible to say, you know what, all these guys are going to stay healthy for the rest of the season, 100% guaranteed. So I think if something comes up with maybe Andre Dillard or somebody, and he could be moved for low, where you can buy low if you're Joe Douglas, I honestly would just do it. Just leave no stone unturned, because the last thing you want is to, start this season off with 5 wins and have so many injuries to where ends up hurting you in the end, and all of a sudden your season falls apart or bottoms out.
Especially if you're in the stretch run. Like we're talking about playoffs now. Like that's why I like that Joe Douglas was so aggressive getting James Robinson. That's like a win now move. Like, listen, we're going to compete. Like we want to make, our best team going forward. And now it's like the NFL, it's like a war of attrition, man, where it's like everybody's dealing with all kinds of injuries. So if you can get that depth in the offensive line, you might as well, man. You like Dwayne Brown's, he's playing with an injury now. That's got to be, at some point, will he break down? Hopefully not. But it's like the depth would definitely not hurt. You only have a week to figure it out because the trade deadline's in November 1st, I think, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of in a position where it's like if the Jets don't make a move, I'm okay with it. Like James Robinson for me was good enough. But if they do, I'm definitely going to be pumped up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pumped up too. And like you look at the Patriot thing, and the one thing is the other injury is Corey Davis, who I think is day to day. But I think if he does play, it's hard to expect a lot out of him. So it's like then the Elijah Moore situation comes in where he's back in practice today. And I'm not really sure what to expect, to be honest with you, because it was like last week had the blow up. He was inactive on Sunday. And it's like, the Jets conveniently leaked videos of him doing like, his handshake with Berrios. And like, those are very, that was pretty smart to do that. But is it safe to assume that, Elijah Moore will play on Sunday and he can make an impact? And do you think that would be a distraction all to Zach where, I got to force the ball to him to get him involved early on?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question. Like, I know Saleh said in his presser today, or yesterday, depending on, whenever this goes on YouTube. Yeah. But I know Saleh said that they're going to try to get him involved more. So I don't want it to become a distraction where it's like, we have this young guy on the roster and, we have to make sure, not only are we just winning the game and, looking like a productive unit offensively, but he's happy and we have to manage, his emotions as well. Like as an organization, I don't want to be in a position like that. I want Elijah. I don't know. It's tough, man, because I love Moore. I love the talent. I love the fit within the offense and everything like that. Everything that comes with Elijah. But the whole trade request thing really rubbed me the wrong way. Honestly, he just hasn't been in the league for like hardly any time, like less than a year and a half in the NFL. And this team is winning games and Zach Wilson isn't really performing the best. I mean, you don't really see Garrett Wilson having, these types of issues, or Corey Davis, he's a veteran in this league. Yep. He's missed a lot of time due to injuries and whatnot. Like you don't see him complaining or wanting out or anything like that. And I don't know. I mean, again, I like Elijah. I'm excited to see what he's going to do Sunday. But if it starts to become a distraction, if I'm Saleh, like as a head coach of a football team, you have to put the team before one guy, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's a weird thing. I mean, I was so disappointed, man. This is like this team. Everybody's making sacrifices for the better of the team. Like these receivers and tight ends are all blocking downfield. They're sacrificing for the run game, sacrificing their stats. So it's like now he does this, and it's like, all right, so now we have to feature you. I'm sure Garrett Wilson's like, dude, I'm not getting a lot of touches. Or Conklin's going to be, hey, I'm not getting, like, everybody can make a case when you're passing for 100 yards a week that I'm not getting enough touches. So to say, now we have to feed him. Like, I don't. It annoys me, dude. And I'm an Elijah Moore fan. Like, I loved him. I'm like, I think we talked a couple months ago, like, he's going to have a really good year. It could be a breakout year. He's going to flourish with all these weapons around him. And now it's like, I'm hoping that's not to the point where after the game, if he has 2 catches, it's like, well, I only got 2 catches. Like, I think when you're winning, it's easy because everybody blows things off. But if the Jets lose and he only gets 2 catches, I don't want to hear, well, you know what? If they used him more, we could have won. I don't want to start hearing that kind of stuff, dude.
Yeah, or like another Twitter thing or another outburst in practice. Like, I mean, hopefully, like, it's all, in the past. But I mean, you talked about Dwayne Brown before. Like, he's like playing through an injury. Yeah. Like, look at CJ Uzomah, who got hurt last season. Could have, I think he could have went back to the Cincinnati Bengals. He opted to go to, at the time, a bottom 5 team in the New York Jets. He's not even starting. It's Conklin. It's like the tight end one. So, like you said, man, like everybody's making sacrifices here. And Denzel Mims, like, he's asked to block and stuff. And he was asked about it after the game. And, he's just like, I love blocking and stuff like that. Like, you don't like, Mims requested a trade, but he's kind of paid his dues a little bit. I feel like the writing's on the wall. The whole Moore thing is just weird to me, honestly.
Yeah, and it's like, and you go into Sunday's game, and it's like you look at the offense, like a banged up Corey Davis. I'm not sure if Robinson's going to play a lot on Sunday. If he does, it's probably be 5 or 6 carries. Not going to be a lot. So it's like this is a game you kind of need Elijah Moore because it's like this is the game like that's an asset to have. You have him, you have Garrett Wilson, you can use him. If he, if he's not active, that'd be a huge problem. But if he's going to half-ass things too, then you're like, man, like because this is a game. If you look at it from the Patriots defense, you saw them on Monday night, dude. They're going to come out. They're going to say, you know what, stop the run and dare Zach to beat us. That's what I think what most teams are going to try to do. And you saw Matthew Judon going crazy on Monday night attacking. I mean, how from the Jets offense, how would you attack the Patriot defense?
I would say honestly, man, like look at what the Bears did, to have success against the Patriots defense, which was like utilize Justin Fields' mobility, get him moving side to side, get him outside the pocket, and also running the football. I mean, you look at the Patriots, I feel like it's a really middle of the road type of team. They're not elite, like Buffalo and KC, but they're not bad. 3-4 is not bad at all. 1 week they could be 500. We've seen Belichick dominate rookie quarterbacks. We've seen Belichick dominate this solid team, twice a year ago. Granted, it's a completely different team, but I'm not looking at the Patriots saying like, oh, this is an easy win or Jets better go out there and, win by, a couple possessions here. I mean, for me, the offense has got to look better. Like I get Green Bay is a good defense. I get Denver's a good defense, but I don't want to see Zach Wilson pass for, 120 yards and have a couple of like, dropped interceptions and stuff like that. Like I just want the offense to not necessarily duplicate what the defense is doing, because that's like a lot to ask for, but let's just look average. I think that's not too much to ask for.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Jets play average on offense. They win the game, and I think a lot of this is going to come down to Zach Wilson. Like I've been critical of him the last couple of weeks because it's not. And again, I understand the defenses he played against, but it's like it's got to be cleaner, it's got to be smoother, it's got to be quicker. It's just got to flow a lot better on offense, especially in the passing game. And that's I think where Belichick's going to challenge him. I think he's going to figure out ways. He always has a way to rattle young quarterbacks. And Mike LaFleur's got to give him easy checks, easy reads, get the ball out of his hand. But I think in order for the Jets to win on Sunday, it's come down to Zach Wilson. I mean, I think the defense is going to do great, but I think he's got to make 3 or 4 good throws. They're going to make an impact in the game.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think, it sucks that AVT went down and Breece Hall went down, but I wouldn't shy away from the running game. I still want Zach throwing like 25 times a game, but I would much rather see, 19 of 25 than like 16 of 26, if that makes sense. Look, guys are dropping passes. I get it. And again, good defenses, but at the end of the day, Zach was the second overall pick. This isn't his first game. I mean, we've seen what Bailey Zappi's doing this season. Like, I don't think, he has a better offensive line in front of him. He has a running game. He has a much better defense now and weapons. Like, he didn't have Garrett Wilson last year. He didn't have Conklin. So I don't think it's a lot to ask for, to say, hey, I want to see 200 passing yards from Zach Wilson. I really don't think so.
No, I completely agree, man. The Jets have enough weapons to spread around and put up points and put up yards. And it's like, he's growing, he's developing. They're all learning on the fly. They're getting used to each other because he missed preseason and training camp. I get all that. But now it's like, you got to start taking that step because now it's like the expectations are growing, man. And, it's just, you got to play better football against better teams. To me, this is a statement game. This is a game, home game, AFC East rival. This is a game you should win. And what gives me the most confidence is this defense, because this defense is probably the best one we've seen in a decade, where they have attitude, they have swagger, they make stops, they have intensity. And I think a lot of it starts with the defensive line, man, where Quinnen Williams is having an all-pro level. I mean, he's just playing incredible, right? It's remarkable.
Yeah, no, dude, I mean, it kind of comes at like an ironic time because he's like due up for the contract pretty soon. But no, I mean, Carl Lawson's getting after the passer. I think he's 4th in quarterback pressures in all of football. Sauce Gardner looks like the defensive rookie of the year. He looks like a top 5 corner. I don't think that's a stretch to say. DJ Reed, CJ Mosley, Quan Alexander too, Quincy Williams. Like, you could just go down the list. LaMarcus Joyner also just looks like, first couple of rough weeks, but I mean, he's really bounced back. I'm totally impressed with this defense.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that's what gives me the most confidence going into Sunday. It's like this defense should be able to dominate, smack them around, create turnovers, give you, better field possession, like, possession on the field, like, spots on the field. They can do so many things. And I think in front of the home crowd, too, this crowd's going to be off the rails. Like, we haven't had a game like this in forever, dude. Like, this is a game that's meaningful. Your bitter rival. We're underdogs for some reason, which is completely insane, especially at home. Like, I think this defense, this is going to set the tone. Like, and one of my favorite players you mentioned is DJ Reed. I think DJ Reed's hit in the first quarter last week was like, you know what? Here we come. And he's like a great mentor for Sauce. Like, those two are just, they work in tandem. But I think when you have guys like that, like, who in the Patriots are you really worried about on offense? And I understand you have schemes, but like, when you have 2 corners like that, you can challenge anybody, dude. Like, you can press, you can blitz, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah. I mean, I think New England is kind of I know they have like the quarterback controversy thing going on, but I really don't look at either quarterback as horrible options. I think Mac can win games. I think Bailey can win games. I don't, yes, I agree that the Jets shouldn't be underdogs, especially coming off the Monday night
Yeah,
game against the
it's
Bears.
ridiculous. Yeah, absolutely.
I could understand the Jets, going to Denver and being underdogs and whatnot there, and same with Green Bay. But this game, I feel like the Jets should maybe be, giving two
Yep.
and a half to New England. 3-4 with the Patriots, not as good as what we've seen, but I'm still not writing this off. I think it will be close. I honestly do. So I don't want to write off the T. I've bet against Belichick too much in my life, so I don't
Yeah.
want to do it again.
Yeah, see, I think I'm just so confident with this defense and how they're going to approach this game. And I think they remember last year, dude. Like they got stomped at home last year. I was there. You're sitting there, and Belichick never takes his foot off the gas. He wants to embarrass you whenever he can. He does. And I think these young players remember that. The Michael Carters, all these guys are like, you know what? This game is personal. I really think it is for these guys. A lot of these guys are, you know what? These are the Patriots. We haven't beat them, 12 straight or some ridiculous number. Where this is going to be like solid's bulletin board's easy, man. We haven't won, we've lost 12 in a row. They blew us out last year. They made fun of us. We're the homecoming game. The motivation factor for this team, not even the fact you've won 4 in a row. I think they're going to be raring to go, dude. I think that between that and the crowd energy, I think it's going to be just a swarm in the first quarter. If anything, it's just hopefully the offense does their part where they don't make any stupid mistakes, no dumb interceptions, no dumb fumbles. Like, you know what I mean? As long as the offense can do their part, I think the defense is going to have a field day.
Yeah, for me, honestly, like I think the defense is always going to go out and perform, no matter who we're really going up against. Buffalo is going to be a massive challenge, but
Yeah.
no, man, you said it the best. Like the offense has got to produce, and I think the two things that really bother me, like week in week out, about the team, penalties. I feel like the Jets give up like 10 penalties a game, and it's like I just don't feel like this is, like I don't think it's sustainable to be giving out like 50 yards, 80 yards, just handing that to the opponent every single week. And then also like third downs. I feel like this team is really inefficient on third downs offensively. So I honestly feel like if the Jets could just clean up both of those areas, and again, they don't have to be perfect, just clean them up a little bit, the offense is going to really look a lot better, in my opinion.
Yeah, the officiating on Sunday looked biased, man. That game was insane. Like the calls the Jets were getting and Denver wasn't getting any. It was like, I don't understand. Like it was just so lopsided, the officiating, which is, you know what, you can't complain because one week you're gonna get screwed, next week you get the benefit and whatever else. And then I think the other thing that's really good with this team is special teams has been phenomenal. And I'm not even I was kind of critical of Braden, man. I was kind of ready to move on from him going into the season. And they've been incredible. Him, Zerline, Berrios is very consistent on returns. I mean, that's like all the hidden yards in that right there.
Yeah, and also like the defensive side of special teams too, because we had the block punt against Green Bay, and overall Boyer's done a great job with the special teams unit. It's not losing games, like if Greg Zerline was missing 2 kicks a game and an extra point, if Braden Mann was shanking punts 20 yards or whatever, like the Jets would be in a lot of trouble in some of these games. But no, I mean they're doing a good job of just setting the Jets offense and defense up for success.
So if you had to give a level of confidence going into this game on a scale 1 to 10, this is like our talk show part of the show here. It's like scale 1 to 10, your level of confidence, the Jets coming away with a win on Sunday. What would you think it would be?
I would say it's a 7, 8.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I can't wait, dude. I think this is to me is a statement game. This is the game where it's like you've won 4 in a row, but this is like that, like the arch rival. Like this is the one you got to get and be like, you know what? It's like, here we come. 5 in a row. The Bills are going to be tough, obviously. That's a whole nother animal. But this is the kind of game where I think it's like that whole culture builder where it's like you're going to another level now.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think, of course, like I don't want to downplay the win in Lambeau, the win in Denver or anything like that. But like this feels like the game, like the AFC East opponent, the rival, the two teams that hate each other. Man, I'm totally excited for the game. I honestly am. I think, like you said, too, like MetLife is going to be rocking. It's going to be hard for, this Patriots team to operate. But like at the same time, I don't, just seeing how Belichick has operated over the past, really throughout my entire life, these are kind of the games that, like, I feel like once the media and everybody, like the fans, they start like kicking the Patriots, like when they start losing a couple games, like that's where they just soar back. So I don't want the Jets to come in kind of like big headed or think, oh, like we got, more talent than them, or they're 3-4, we're 5-2, we got them. I want us to go in there, like still have the underdog mentality. Like they, no, the NFL isn't going to give us any wins. Like we got to go out there and earn it. We have to go down and literally beat down every opponent.
Well, that's why I think the spread, them being underdogs in the spread when they won 4 in a row, is got to be. It's like it's going to be so easy to rally this locker room, dude. There's so many things. I'll give the speech. I'm ready to give it myself. Like, there's so many things you could say to get this team going. So I can't wait. So I got 2 non-Jets questions for you. So
Let's run it
now. So here I am. I'm watching your videos. Everybody knows who you are. We all watch your videos, right? And I see this cat on your bed.
Yeah.
So
he's actually sitting right here.
Is the cat considered a co-host? And does he have any sponsorships? Like, how do you handle those responsibilities there?
So we actually split the YouTube revenue like 50-50.
Okay, good.
Cat food, treats, toys, all that kind of stuff. I actually have 2 cats. The one that's always in the videos though, he's always hanging out in the bed.
Yeah.
He's massive. He's 2 years old. I keep looking at him. He's sitting right here underneath the leg. I can't get him because he's under the desk. But no, he's cool, man. Had him for a year and a half. I got him, or me and my girlfriend got him at like because they're brother and sister cats. 6 months, I think. Yeah, 6 months old. And then Humane Society. And no, they're awesome.
So he's an official co-host though. He's got a title.
Yeah, official co-host. Yeah,
gotta note that. And the second thing is, what I don't understand how you do is whenever there is breaking news, no matter what time of day it is with the Jets, you have shit up there in a matter of minutes. And it's like, like it's well researched, it's thorough. It's like you got stats, this and that. How in the hell do you get yourself up so fast? Like, do you like have like an alert on your phone, like Jets news? I got to do something. Like, how are you so like your channel is awesome, dude. Like anything happens, you have things up instantaneously.
Well, dude, I appreciate that, man. So people will tag me
now.
So people will tag me and stuff on Twitter, like, just people like, guys that, are that like the channel and stuff like that. And it's just cool. Like Ian Rappaport dropped something like, bam, it's up. And then like all of a sudden my phone starts buzzing, whether I'm like at work or not. I do have a long list of excuses to go outside and make a phone call or do whatever. So like nobody's like bothering me if I have to do something while I'm busy. But no, that's pretty much how I do it. And then with the phone, and most of the time too, like when I'm like out and about, like driving in the car or whatever, my phone service sucks. I have Boost Mobile just because it's cheap. It sucks, man. So I'm like driving around like looking for a Starbucks to like upload these videos if I got the time. But nah, man, that's pretty much how it goes.
I'm like, damn, like you're like, it's just like, I guarantee it, like story comes out. I'm like, oh, Ian's up already. I'm like, how the hell does he do that?
So yeah, no, I mean, honestly, it's because the viewers, man, because they'll tag me and stuff. They'll send me stuff like, hey, Adam Schefter, like just dropped this, or, whatever. James Robinson just got traded. And people are just like instantly hitting me up. And it's like, oh my God, like, thanks, And
the last one's the fun one is, how much fun is it being a content creator supporting a winning team?
First time I've done that, like this is crazy. It's awesome doing preview videos, because like in the past, it's like first week in November, you kind of feel like the Jets are out of it, like as far as like a playoff push and like that actually being like a real thing. So it's fun, man, like talking about like, ways to win. What can the defense do? What can the offense do? And these games actually mattering. I know every game matters every year, but mattering for a playoff push and for the culture and everything like that, as opposed to, draft picks and tanking and stuff.
No, it's so much fun now, dude. Like we're in the end of October. We're not talking draft. We're not talking like next year's free agents. It's like exciting. Everybody's excited. Like like last couple of years, you're doing preview videos. You're like, they're going to lose. You're like, well, let me try to find a spin to make this sound more competitive than I know it's going to be. And now it's like we're talking about winning, and we just did like 20 minutes on like ways the Jets can win. We believe it. Like we bought into the program. It's such a refreshing change for like just doing videos and stuff.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you hear it all the time. Like time flies when you're having fun. I literally feel like I've been here for 5 minutes. Like I'm looking at the thing right now. It's 23. It's like, damn, dude. Like this is crazy.
And we're happy.
yeah. We're going to bed like not pissed off, and my girlfriend likes me a lot better, so it's cool.
I know everybody's like, it's like everything. The coffee tastes better now. Like everything tastes better. It's all good. So before I let you go, man, I mean, everybody obviously knows who you are, but share out all your information, where they can find you and everything else.
Yeah. Well, hey, first off, thanks so much for having me on, man. I always love doing these things. I feel like it's just super natural and everything like that. Run a YouTube channel called Jet Central. Pretty much same thing as Tyson, covering all things New York Jets.
But a lot better than me. So make sure if you don't follow, make sure you follow him. Ian, thank you so much. I definitely appreciate it, and enjoy the game on Sunday.
Yeah, man. You too.
All right, cool.